Welcome to the Privacy News Online Weekly Recap, where we bring you the latest privacy news stories from around the world. My name is Brian Tong, and I'm your host. Without further ado, here's the latest from Privacy News Online. Chinese gamers will need to verify their real names on all games by September. The Chinese government is rolling out a real name authentication and verification system to all online games in the country by the end of the month. Some of these verification systems actually utilize facial recognition, while some big gaming companies already have been rolling out their own real name verification systems. This final deadline to do so was revealed by the Chinese Central Publicity Department at China Joy, the country's biggest gaming convention. So, P&O wants to know, what's the worst thing that could happen if you couldn't game anonymously? Just comment below and your comment could be read during next week's episode. If we read your comment, you're going to get 1 month free of VPN service from private internet access. China expands Great Firewall to block HTTPS traffic that uses TLS 1.3 and ESNI. It doesn't seem to be a good week for Chinese internet users. According to a joint report by IUport, the Great Firewall Report, and the University of Maryland, Chinese censors have upgraded the Great Firewall of China so that it blocks these newer types of HTTPS traffic. TLS 1.3 and ESNI are new technologies that augment HTTPS so that it is more secure, something that China is clearly not okay with. The blocks were first noted near the end of July and represent an escalation in the differences between China's internet and the free and open internet that you are enjoying right now. The Department of Justice wants to stop California from having net neutrality. The DOJ has filed for an injunction to stop California from enacting their state-level net neutrality law. This injunction won't be ruled on until October, but California's Attorney General has stated that he looks forward to defending California's state net neutrality protections. Alright, let's check out the latest cybersecurity news from Josh, a cybersecurity expert from Intego, developers of award-winning security software.
Here's this week's top cybersecurity story, brought to you by Intego. Many people use the Tor network to add a degree of anonymity to their traffic, but one of Tor's challenges is that anyone can run their own Tor relay, including threat actors who don't care about your security or privacy. For the past several months, an unknown threat actor has reportedly been running a large number of Tor relays to perform SSL or TLS stripping attacks, to execute man-in-the-middle attacks, to replace Bitcoin addresses in web traffic. According to one researcher, this threat actor was controlling nearly 24% of all Tor relays a few months ago, and still controls 10% of all Tor relays today. Tor users, beware. That's it for now. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Josh, and if you want to learn more about Intego, check out the link below. For a reminder about why companies need cybersecurity, check out this headline: Capital One ordered to pay $80 million penalty for its role in a 2019 data breach. Back in 2019, Capital One suffered a breach that affected 100 million people. The Office of the Comptroller of Currency emphasized that Capital One knew about the security flaws but chose to do nothing about it. Now, as part of the penalty, Capital One will need to create a compliance committee and create an action plan for improving cybersecurity at the company. At less than $1 for each impacted customer, hopefully that's enough to really change things. Turkey takes Germany's hate speech law and makes it much worse with its own censorship and data localization rules. Many countries around the world have been introducing their own hate speech laws, which are used for censorship. Turkey is the latest country to do so, passing what the EFF calls the worst version yet. Under the new law, Turkey can order internet service providers to throttle social media platforms that don't comply. Turkey already doesn't have the best track record when it comes to censorship, as they've previously blocked VPN connections, GitHub, and even all of Wikipedia. Now things are just getting worse. FTC investigating Twitter for potential privacy violations. Last week, Twitter let the world know that the social media platform is facing an FTC investigation that could result in a $150 to $250 million fine. The investigation has been ongoing since October 2019 and focuses on the fact that Twitter collected phone numbers from users for security use, but then turned around and used the phone numbers to help target ads. This is something that Facebook has also been fined for doing. That's it for the news. Now it's time for Privacy Talks. Privacy Talks features interviews between Privacy News Online's Caleb Chen and influencers, activists, and experts from pro-privacy organizations around the world. Let's go to Caleb, who recently caught up with Josh Aas from Let's Encrypt to ask him some questions about HTTPS, encryption on the internet, and ways to bolster that security. Check out the link in the description to watch the full interview, but right now, let's check out a few highlights.
So to start off, could you tell us what Let's Encrypt does and what led you to co-found it?
Let's Encrypt is a nonprofit organization, and we exist in order to help protect the connection between a website and their visitors so that information going between websites and their visitors can't be spied on and it can't be modified. And the goal here is to make it easy and free for people to get the certificates that they need to enable HTTPS.
What is something that Let's Encrypt is looking forward to?
Our goal here is to get to 100% encrypted internet. And I think we've made a ton of progress. The last 5 or 10% in the US or 15 or 20% worldwide is going to be a little more difficult, right? The people who have held out this long have more deep reasons for having held out. So we're going to keep pushing, and I really hope that we're going to get to 100% in the next 3, 4, 5 years.
You can check out the links in the description to learn more about Let's Encrypt. Now you're up to date on the latest privacy and cybersecurity news. Privacy News Online is brought to you by Private Internet Access, the award-winning no-log VPN service who reminds you to always use protection. Whether you use the internet to stream, torrent, or just browse, a VPN subscription from Private Internet Access will hide your IP address and location, block ads, malware and trackers, and will even unblock geo-restricted content so you can stream your heart's desire with your favorite shows wherever you are in the world. Don't wait another second. Sign up for Private Internet Access now and get up to 2 months free using the link below, where you can also find a link to learn more about all the stories on this week's Privacy News Online. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brian Tong, and we'll see you next week.